Well, let's talk about the archery industry. It's been a little bit astir, and you and I have talked about this already, kind of at length, because it is a big deal, and it's the first time I've heard anything like it. But let's break down a little bit about this lawsuit thing that's going on.
Did you look into it more after we discussed it last time and then decided to trash it?
No.
Start over.
No.
Well, there's a lawsuit currently pending in the archery industry with it appears to be more of like a collusion where somebody in Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah.
Dude in Pennsylvania is suing the ATA, Matthews, Hoyt, Bowtech, Kinsey's, Cabela's, Bass Pro, Lancaster. I think that's it.
Yeah, let me read this little excerpt here. Now, this is a developing story, and it sounds like the paperwork has just been initially filed, but I was forwarded this article, and several articles, in fact, by a lot of people to my Instagram, and when something like that starts to happen, I'm like, okay, I know this is a serious deal. So anyway, this is the Outdoor Life article, and I'm just going to read an excerpt from it because I think they do a pretty good job summarizing what's going on. So it says, the title is Class Action Lawsuit Accuses the Archery Industry of Price Fixing. The suit alleges that retailers like Bass Pro and bow makers like Hoyt conspired to artificially inflate the prices of archery equipment. Industry insiders say that they're simply enforcing minimum advertised prices to help local bow shops and protect consumers. A proposed class action lawsuit filed in federal court last week is accusing the archery industry of colluding to fix prices of products at all levels. The suit, which was filed May 30th in U.S. District Court in Utah, names big box store retailers like Bass Pro Shops, bow makers like Matthews, and the Archery Trade Association for conspiring to fix prices of and eliminate price discounting and competition for archery products. Says the suit was first reported by Reuters on Monday. The 63-page lawsuit hinges on a policy known as minimum advertised pricing, or MAP. Many archery companies and outdoor retailers won't sell their archery equipment, particularly compound bows, for less than a certain amount. If a bow shop undercuts agreed upon prices, manufacturers can and have enforced the MAP policies by revoking a shop's authorized dealer status for their brand.
That statement's false.
The lawsuit accuses the ATA of a campaign to artificially raise prices through their MAP policies. Now, I'm going to fast forward to the companies that they mention in here. And they go on to talk more about MAP and what that is. And Josh, do you want to explain what MAP is?
MAP is the archery industry's and multiple industries' minimum advertised pricing. What does that actually mean? That means that you cannot put in print publicly a price below that dollar amount. It does not mean that you can't sell it for less than that.
Yeah.
You just can't advertise it, which is where I said that statement is false. It said that you will not get in trouble for selling it for less than that amount in person.
Yeah.
So it's not price fixed, it's advertised fixed.
Yeah.
Which is relatively common, and where this one gets a little fishy or questionable,
Muddy,
is the collusion portion of it, where it's these people all got together and agreed, which I want to say each of those brands were a part of the board of the ATA when they based that off of like 2014. I'm not positive, but I tried to look into it and found that several of those were all on a board.
Yeah,
I
so
found like 3 or 4 of them.
The lawsuit names Hoyt, Bowtech, Matthews PSE, Cabela's, Dick's, Bass Pro Shop, J Sporting Goods, Kinsey's Outdoors, Lancaster Archery Supply, Archery Trade Association, and 2 software companies that help track the company's MAP pricing. So those are a lot of big names.
They are, and I want to say those were all on the board of the ATA in 2014 when they're basing that this started. And if it was I had it explained to me relatively well that like Apple can choose to do that, right? But they're not sitting down with Samsung and Google and anybody else making a phone and saying, hey, we're going to work it like this. Let's all agree to do it the same.
Yeah.
And that's the premise and the belief is that that's what they did.
Yeah. And it seems like the center of it, or the central hub, is the trade association thing.
Yeah.
It's like that was...
Well, they have meetings as a group.
Yeah.
That's where it would have come from.
Yeah.
If they all agreed to do that. There's nothing wrong with a minimum advertised price.
No, it's relatively common.
And where I think the lawsuit's going to fall short is that they're believing that means that people can't sell it for less than that. That's not accurate. You absolutely can.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know what evidence. It would be hard for me to believe that they could file the lawsuit without a lot of evidence. Like, I would think that they would have to have some kind of evidence that would lead them to believe that those companies work together. But I think, my redneck understanding is that the lawsuit is going to hinge on, was there some type of coordinated effort?
Yeah, well, and I think that's difficult to prove, unless the person filing the lawsuit has actual evidence that they did functionally do that or was present or something.
Yeah.
And that's
email,
possible,
any email.
Maybe.